Where's that beat going, you ask me? Straight in the cloaca.
I'm just dumbfounded. Like, I don't even know how we got here. I don't fucking... What the fuck is going on now?
It's the Stand-Up Teardown, conducting comedy autopsies. The Stand-Up Teardown now.
Hello, all you crazy cats and kittens out there in pod person land. Welcome back to another episode of Stand-Up Teardown. I'm your host, Sean Fau, and joining me as always is my lovely co-host, Mr. Matthew Ballek.
Hey, thank you. Thank you for that. It feels great to be back, to be tearing down some stand-ups with you again, Sean. Always a pleasure. And you know what? I got 3 new comics that I randomly pulled from YouTube.
That's weird.
What's weird about that?
It's the same thing we do every night, Pinky.
I guess, yeah. Well, yeah. So I guess it's standard fare.
This is the show. If you've seen it before, we watched 3 comics for, the opening of their 10 minutes. Or, oh God, you would think I would be able to say something like that. We're going to watch the first 10 minutes of their stand-up.
30 minutes each.
30 minutes? I thought we were doing hours. No, the first one's an hour at least. That's what I got up there.
Yeah, easy.
So
these are comics that, this is an episode where these are all unknowns to me. So we have no ringers as far as I'm concerned, or famous to me kind of comics. So I have no history, no background on any of these comics whatsoever. And I'm guessing you don't either, unless you're like super hip on the UK comedy scene.
Oh yeah, no, not at all. Yeah, I actively avoid British people, so this is going to be. No, I mean, that's the thing with like comics. Like, they could have been working for 40 years and we still have never heard of them. So it's
true.
Doesn't necessarily mean anything, but let's take a look at some new comics here. Who do we got up first?
I think up first, and let's see if we're lined up specifically, is Ian Smith. This is a award-winning English comedian, actor, and writer from Goole, East Yorkshire. Goole. It's like Google without the extra G.
Isn't that like what you ask for more of?
That's gruel.
Oh.
Yeah, there's like an extra R in there. But yeah, this is
that's the head of the
his
Minions.
energetic and imaginative storytelling. He's appeared on BBC Three's Sweat the Small Stuff, Sky's Officially Special, and BBC Two sitcoms Paw and Siblings. Like, this guy's got a whole back catalog that we are just not privy to.
Is Sweat the Small Stuff a stand-up show?
I believe so. Wait, no. I don't even know. So we'll find out. But this is apparently award-winning English comedian Ian Smith and his special titled Crushing.
Right on.
Oh, thank you! Thank you very much. How are we all? Are we good? Yes. Thank you. Thank you very much for coming. Just want to immediately put you at ease. If you haven't seen me before, I'm going to give you a stat from the Edinburgh Fringe. Full month for gigs, only 1 walkout. Yeah. I feel like, that's pretty impressive. It was a very complimentary walkout as well. What happened? There was a woman, she was feeling quite faint, she's feeling quite sick, she had to leave the venue. That's a medical walkout. That's not on me. But crucial.
I feel like it was one of those movies where they like start talking in German and then halfway through their sentence they switch to English. Because, like, I didn't understand the first, 10 words he said. And then, like, all of a sudden it just kind of started making sense. Yeah. So far, it's just all energy and accent. But we'll see if he has anything beyond
he had, like, some audio dyslexia. I can understand that.
Yeah. Maybe my brain just fuzzed out there. But, the accent just kind of overrode everything for me. I have no idea what he just said.
Her husband had come in with her, and he did not leave. Yeah. He saw his wife barely able to walk out of a room. She's all over the place. He's looking back at her like, I'll see you in 15 minutes, love. God rest her soul. Quite a sad story to open with. I should tell you a bit about myself. I come from Yorkshire.
Wait, where's the joke? I mean, am I just...
I guess it's like just an old guy just letting his wife die while he's watching a stand-up special is sort of the joke.
Yeah, I was... Oh, man. To bring up Fly on the Wall again, I was listening to that recently, and they had... I can't even remember who they had. There was a British comic there that was trying to convince him to come out and do the English shows or the, like Edinburgh shows and whatnot. But he was saying that like there's a big difference between like the sort of American comedy and like what British people sort of find comedic. A lot more like almost self-deprecating humor seems to be at least what he was saying about the British comedy. I don't know.
Like at Edinburgh specifically, or?
Yeah, I mean, I think that's the fest they were talking about, mainly like trying to get them to come out to. But yeah, I mean, there is like British humor is definitely a different animal than American humor. So it's like Canadian humor, it's
True.
like there's just these subtleties, like that's the problem that we always talk about with comedy movies, is that they don't necessarily translate to so many cultures. So like, that's part of why they're dying and why, dramas and horror works in so many other markets where comedy is very sort of specific. But yeah, British comics definitely have a different sort of feel. It's well, so far he's a lot more like storytelling, but yeah.
Come from a little town called Goole. If you don't know Goole, it's just a stone's throw away from York if you throw that stone onto a 2-hour train journey. But it's a weird town with weird people. I'll give you some of my favourite examples. So I was back in Goole recently. I saw a man on a mobility scooter just driving along. A kid threw an egg at him. Then the man stood up off the mobility scooter. He ran after the kid and punched him in the face. Yeah. That made me proud to come from Goole. One of the few towns where you get to see benefit fraud live. I saw a man in Goole. He's walking down the street very confidently wearing 3 bum bags. 3 full bum bags. I can't imagine.
Is it a fanny pack?
Fanny packs?
Yeah.
I was going to say, it's got to be. Yeah, bum bags. Because
right, because fanny means fucking pussy. So that's, they had to.
We made the connection.
Yeah, we successfully deciphered the English, which is, being our native tongue. But does calling it a bum bag make it more acceptable?
I think that's just what it's called.
I see what you're
England.
saying. Like,
yeah, because would normally not wear it towards the front, but in the back. So it's like, just sort of rest by your bum.
Your fanny.
In a situation where I filled 1 bum bag and I'm not looking down at the rest of my stuff thinking, this is clearly a rucksack situation.
Also, he pointed to his belly when he was...
True. I know. I'm already like, I don't even... We're not getting it right at all.
Good point. All right.
Not this man. He's straight in the bum bag cupboard. He's not stopping till he's finished. Moving house. 60 bum bags wrapped around him. Well, Goole is dead now. There's nothing going on in the high street. It's basically betting shops.
Like visual. It does crack me up. Like if you fill up 1 fanny pack, you're like, oh, do I go backpack or do I just go with a couple more fanny packs? It is a funny bit to me. Just
no, and that I think it would work better as a sketch. Maybe it's just his delivery too. Like he's not like he's not like a wordsmith painting word pictures with his word music. He's,
Well, we'll see. He's award-winning, so he must have some award-winning words.
I mean, what award did he win, though? That's,
They don't say.
Yeah, I mean,
not full words.
it was an eating contest. It didn't. Yeah, yeah. Like the premises are solid, but like I feel like his delivery is not bringing me into it enough to get me to picture what is actually funny about the situation. Like it's funny in concept, but like I feel like if it actually played out, it would be Chaplin, Three Stooges, Marx Brothers-esque funny. If we can
totally, yeah. Well, we'll see. Like if there's some wordsmithery happening here, if we can, I don't know, make these American blokes laugh.
In salons, and in one case, a bizarre amalgamation of the two. And my mum and dad, they'll send me little newspaper articles from Gould just to let me know what's going on in the town. Genuine headline, Gould gets new vending machine. That's in the paper, that's news. There's a vending machine in town. The town's rejoicing. There's euphoria all over the place. The most humiliating aspect of that story, that vending machine was opened by the mayor. That is sad for the town. It was someone's job to wrap a big ribbon around a vending machine. He's cut it with a huge pair of scissors. He had his picture taken with the vending machine. One of the weirdest images I've seen in my life.
Absolutely not a premise that works better as a sketch than him fucking just kind of describing a photo.
And
what's
it's not
happening?
just us. Like, I'm not getting like uproarious laughter from the audience either. So it's not just being curmudgeons here. I'm like, it's amusing and
right.
I'm certainly like, he's an engaging performer, but it's just like, oh man, it's just like he's not cracking any, he's not hitting any dingers like baseball style. If I just want to get American about it.
Right. Yeah. There's no like actual like setup or punchline here. Like there's a fun, jovial quality to his energy, and you want to like him, and you want to be interested in the story he's trying to tell or the picture he's trying to paint. But like, I feel like there's a wall there. It's all like surface level, and there's, who was it that had the bit about the N-word and if you say N-word, you're just making me say the N-word in my head sort of thing.
Louis C.K.
Yeah, definitely. So that's kind of what I feel like here. Like I'm having to do the work of making his comedy funny in my head. Like he's kind of,
yeah.
It's like
you have to like translate it for yourself to like.
It's like a paint by numbers. Yeah, he's opening the book and kind of showing me the colors I can use. And
yes.
I can see how that could be funny. Yeah. And then he gets the credit for me making better jokes in my head than he's delivering. Again, it's premises, but there's no like, there's no punch to it. The funny is in the
in the performance of it. You think? Yeah.
Well, I think the performance isn't funny though. The performance is like endearing or like, yeah. It's like you want to like him, but I wouldn't qualify it or classify it as a funny performance. He's
I guess not performance, but like just the character of who he is on stage, and just like he's got a bit of awkwardness and.
Well, yeah, the Brits are silly people.
Cadence.
I mean, that's.
Am I just describing British people? Is that right?
I'm very prejudiced, so I may be there as a.
That's going to be the opener to this.
As almost 100% Irish, I have a bloodlust for the murder of all Brits, but that's I can't help that.
Because you're thinking, what poses are you doing for a vending machine? I reckon you can go stood next to the vending machine. You can maybe lean up against it, keep it casual.
Arm out.
Goultown Mayor went with a third option, which is to attempt to put your arm around it as if it were another person. But my family from Gouda, they're very normal.
Yeah, no. Was that a transition? Felt like just kind of an abrupt. Oh, just remember, it was Brett Goldstein that was on Fly on the Wall talking about the Brit stuff. If you're unaware, he was on.
I don't know who that is.
He's the sort of gruff dude from Ted Lasso. He's one of the writers, producers,
I've not
whatever.
watched Ted Lasso, so that's why I did not listen to that.
Hey,
spoiler alert: did Dana Carvey do any of his impressions?
What on the
podcast?
Yeah, like, is it possible for him not to?
Exactly.
That's but yeah, surprise. Like, I found him to be a surprisingly decent stand-up, which I guess just because his, you didn't watch Ted Lasso at all?
No.
Okay. It's like a very saccharine, sweet show, and he is like the gruff curmudgeon in the show. So like his persona in that show is very different than his. Well, not very different, but quite a bit different than his like actual persona. So yeah, it was decent episode. Check that out. Stop watching this show and watch theirs. Fuck. But yeah, back to this dude, Ian Smith, with his wordsmithing and his. Yeah.
That's not good for comedy. You know what I mean? You want a weird family member to tell everyone about. So I'm racking my brains. I'm trying to think who's my weirdest family member. And this ain't gonna sound huge, but I think it's fucking weird. I've got an uncle who puts his hands on his hips too high. You know what I mean? It's not the worst thing in the world, but it's fucked up. He comes into a room, he'd be like, "Oh, you're right, boys, what are we doing today? What's going on?" Lower than that, John, please.
The image in my head was better than what he did.
Ridiculous.
It's stupid, but it's, oh, man. Yeah.
I don't know how we got here from like the bit leading up to it. Like maybe.
That's the thing. There was no transition. It's just he mentioned that the mayor was in that town and then started talking about his family from that town. Like that. I think that was the extent of his transition there.
Got it. But no, yeah, that just cracked me up. It just like he set it up so you sort of know like what he's going to do, but then just the visual of him going that high up, like, oh my gosh, it got me.
For me, it took him too long to actually do it. I started to question whether or not he was going to, and then the picture in my head of him doing it was funnier than him actually doing it, and so it just kind of like was a sort of downward spiral of it getting less funny as it happened for me. But again, maybe I'm just predisposed to hate this guy already. I don't know.
That's your Irishness.
Yeah, it comes through, man.
What's the show about this year? Well, if you saw my last show, that was about being engaged. This show is not about being engaged, and it's not about being married. Uh-oh, something's happened. Something's gone off there, hasn't it? Surely. It's not a breakup show, though. That's important information. It's not a breakup show. I'm only giving you that information as context for what the show is about. And the show's about stress. And it's largely me being disproportionately stressed about things. You're probably going to be thinking, I don't know why he's not bothered about that. But now we've got that lovely bit of context. We all know what's happening. But it's not about that. It's not about that. It's about other stuff. Like my fridge. My fridge is pissing me off. Right, I do get a sense in the room that you're thinking, he's projecting relationship stuff onto the fridge here. No, this is about my fridge. Swear down. I swear down, actually, it's about my fridge. And I've been with this fridge for years. No, I've had the fridge. I've had this fridge for years. I've got a flatmate. He's 35 years old, still draws a little line on his milk in marker pen to know where the level is. It's fucking unacceptable. What I do, though, I buy my own milk and I use my milk to top his milk up just above the line. Just fucking with his head slowly. He thinks the milk's growing. I've got to him. I've seen him Google,
It's
does
growing.
milk expand? I'm in there. And I don't want to brag so early on into the show, but my side of the fridge is looking pretty good at the minute. I've got some goo puddings in there. Yeah, thank you.
Did you say goo puddings or good puddings?
I'm thinking good. I'm hoping.
Anyone in here never had a goo pudding?
Nope, he said goo.
Yep. Oh, no.
Oh, yeah. This guy is, yeah. He doesn't really like transitions, does he? He just kind of says something and then starts saying something else and then starts saying something else. Kind of reminds me, I was watching there was a Adam Carolla dry bar special that I was watching on YouTube over the weekend. And like,
Really?
it was actually fairly decent, but it felt more like a best of, where like there is absolutely no transition whatsoever between any joke. He just kind of like does a premise that he's, kind of fleshed out before or said before, but does it well, and then just onto a separate fucking thing and a separate fucking thing. Like that's the sort of feeling I'm getting here, where it's just kind of like cramming together, a list of jokes rather than a set. I know he like set it up as that sort of working through divorce long spiel he gave there, but that I think,
or not even divorce, but like engagement not launching, So
yeah.
never got to the marriage part.
Right. Same difference. Semantic bitch. But yeah, it's just very, very, again, like there were, like I laughed at his use of the word milk expanding. Like the premise of that joke is okay, but like for some reason, just the question, does milk expand? That made me laugh. But like that, it's only that like use of wordage. Like I wouldn't consider that necessarily a joke. Like,
Yeah, what was
I guess I was
line
complaining
too about like being with his fridge for a long time. Was that the line, or just like
yeah,
like
something.
it still just made me laugh because of the relationship that he seemingly had with his refrigerator.
Oh, right. The complete denial, and then
it's
yes,
just like we've
turn.
been together for years, kind of thing. Where it's like I've just never said it that way, but it's true. We've been with our appliances for a certain number of years, in some cases longer than people we've dated.
Wait, did you miss the underlying layer there then? So
What do you mean?
to me, what was supposed to be at least funny about that joke was he's talking about how like this show isn't about his relationship. It's not about this. It's not about that.
Yeah.
And then, it's not about using the fridge as a metaphor for a relationship, except I've been with this fridge for a really long time. So, it's just that setup of, the doth
I
protest
definitely
too
did
much
miss
sort of
that.
thing.
Like that's like the immediate like
The immediate what, I'm sorry?
relationship like version of that, like talking about the fridge. So yeah, no, I just laughed at that turn of phrase, not
Exactly.
getting that like he immediately went to the relationship like angle.
Well, that's the thing. Like, yeah, there's some underlying concepts that are funny and a couple of turns of phrases that are funny, but it's just, it's not adding up to like an actual comedy set. Again, I want to laugh and like, he seems like a good dude, but like, yeah.
Yeah, you'd be ashamed to admit it, wouldn't you? Look, if you're being shy, I'll let you know what they are. Basically, they're these posh little puddings. They come in a glass ramekin. You eat the pudding, you wash the ramekin, and then you look at it, and you think to yourself, I'll do something with this.
So it's baby food?
Kind of, I'm guessing, yeah.
Okay. I'm going to see if he has a
Using the
punchline.
container for...
First thing you do with it, you put it in a drawer with 25 other unused goo ramekins. You're doing fuck all with those ramekins. By way of cheer, who currently has an empty goo ramekin in the house? Yeah, that's a lot of people for a completely unused bit of glassware. Is anyone doing anything like good or creative with the ramekins? Yeah, fucking... That's the most confident way I've ever heard anyone say the word, yeah? You said it like, yeah. Makes me sounds like you're doing something pretty saucy with these. What have you got going on? You bake. And you use... So what you've done is you get a pudding and you've gone to yourself, I can do better than this. I'm putting my own in there. Yeah. What sort of stuff are you baking? Cheesecake. That is a good pudding. The arrogance of this man. Call that a cheesecake, one of the most recognisable pudding brands. I'll see about that. Some people...
Yeah, I'm gonna have to move on here. This is
Yeah, well, I'm gonna have to like move on to Google to figure out this pudding brand because now I'm just intrigued about that.
The goo pudding.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's
terrible name for the U.S.
Oh, nothing about that sounds appetizing. That's,
Exactly.
I was waiting for some sort of punchline, some sort of joke, something to, wrap up that bit. And then he just kind of goes into weird crowd work, which is like, that's a weird jumping off point to all of a sudden just start doing crowd work on. But yeah.
Yeah, it's more like relating to the audience.
I understand that, but it was like a very long bit set up and like, you don't often see like a setup bit like that, like for specific crowd work like that, that is a really, I don't know, maybe everyone has fucking goo pudding ramekins in Britain, but like, that seems like a really weird question to ask the audience. Like, how many of you are fucking with your goo pudding ramekins? Like, there was a lot of setup for that to lead into crowd work that just, I don't know, strikes me as odd. Like he almost didn't, like he knew there should have been a punchline there and he never developed it. So fuck it, crowd work. Like, yeah.
Yeah, I wonder if it's just sort of like the what are the like butter cookie tins that mostly house sewing supplies in the U.S.
Yeah, I'm sure it's the same thing. Or keeping baby food jars or shit like that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that end up just being full of screws and knickknacks and whatnot. But yeah, that's Again, doing crowd work on a special is always just kind of a weird gamble too. But it's fuck it. Who do we got up next?
Well, let's go back to the U.S. for just for a spell here.
I thought you said we were all Brits today.
What's that?
I thought you said we were all Brits today. You lied?
No, I lied. I thought we were all Brits, but this is this is I love this guy's name. He's a 6'9" stand-up comedian, so a tall man from Utah. So just uber white, named Seth Tippetts. Look at that name.
Interesting. All right.
Former University of Utah basketball player, transitioned into comedy.
I'm not sure we can use that word anymore.
Still not tall enough. I don't know anything. I need a custom mic stand up here. Jeez. One more time for Trey Lamb and Kylie Cook, huh? Yeah, it's a good-looking crowd here tonight. Good-looking crowd. Now, to be fair, I am 6'9", so I do see people at the ideal selfie angle pretty much all day. So you might not be as good-looking as I think you are, but don't let that ruin your smile. Could be worse. You could be all the people in the front row seeing me at the worst angle possible. Nobody wants to be seen from down here. I got 8 chins. You can see all the bats in the cave. It's not a good look. Not flattering. I realized something recently. You can tell how old somebody is by the angle of their selfie. This is true. It's like a sundial. It's like scientific. You can measure it. Because young people, where are you at? Clap it up for your young person. There you go. Young people. Did you just say she's 50? Wow. Throw your mom under the bus over here. Jeez. She's young at heart. She could probably afford a house, though, so she's not, like, millennial young, but... young people, say what you will about Gen Z and millennials,
Not bad for impromptu crowd work there. That was obviously not a planned place to stop and do crowd work. It just kind of organically came up.
It worked out.
Right. And to me, that, like, going back to that previous crowd work discussion, like that is a lot more, I don't want to say acceptable, but like smooth feeling.
Like he wasn't like coaxing it or any way.
Right, right.
He wasn't going to the crowd for it. He just noticed something and be like, what?
Right. Embracing crowd work versus forcing crowd work, I think is kind of like my sticking point there. Like, I feel like forced crowd work is almost like I ran out of material, or like, you know, I like almost can be a cheat to get the crowd on your side. Whereas like that sort of organic crowd work like that is, it certainly helps to get the crowd on your side, but it just feels less, well, it literally is less contrived. It's not like they didn't actually mark out a place in their set list that they're going to, okay, I do crowd work here. Like it's, I think the organicness of crowd work is a big part of it, or it just like, it comes off as just practiced and stilted and saying the same shit to a crowd every time.
Yeah, it can be just like cheap filler to like add extra calories, like without a lot of extra work, you know?
Yep. Well, yeah, there was that who was the dude that did like 9 fucking specials in 1 year or something?
That was like 2 or so episodes ago.
Yeah, I can't remember his name, but like, it
was mostly crowd work, but
yeah,
you know, he was skilled at it.
That's how you churn out 9 specials in a year. But yeah, well, and I mean, this guy's got a decent energy. He feels like the third comic you would see on any Laugh Factory Thursday night or something. Like, he doesn't feel like a total headliner yet, but he's got some chops, and he's got a stage presence. I don't feel like he's reached his final form here yet. But
yeah, exactly. And he's got like the novelty of just being like freakishly tall.
True. Which unfortunately doesn't translate to a special or video. Like, unless he's actually standing next to someone, you never really get that full context of how tall someone actually is. So like, that's kind of a weird, a hard thing to talk about or make work, I think, in a special. Like, fat guys, you're obviously fat, so you can, you know, milk that for all it's worth. But I think a tall guy, unless you have like
usually
a banana
like
for
waist
scale,
up, so you're just sort of like, like a lot of people didn't know like Conan O'Brien was tall for a long time because of how these filmed. You know? Or he's not always filmed next to someone else of a different height. So.
Well, and that's the thing, like in, you know, most filmmaking or, you know, camera work in general, one of the sort of rules of thumb is that you should be shooting at the eye level of the character that you're shooting. So, you know, if you're shooting a child, your camera is down low at their eye level. You're shooting a giant, you're up at their eye level. But it like puts you on the same plane of existence as that person, but you lose that sort of like looking down at a child or looking up at a really tall person. So it's there's a, you know, I feel like if you had a really good director for a stand-up special from a dude like this, you would consciously have those cameras a little bit lower. Like, you would have the cameras looking up at him just a little bit, just to emphasize, especially if he's going to do a bunch of tall material. But
no, interesting. No, I can see that. But yeah, it would be so unattractive looking.
Right. Yeah. And that's the problem with it too. Like, it's hard to make that look good. Like, in a movie, they call it a superhero shot, but like, you know, your chin is kind of like jutting out and you're like contorted in a way to like make that, you know, get rid of those 8 chins and whatnot. So like, there's, you would have to be doing fucking Instagram pose the entire fucking set. So yeah, maybe it doesn't work. You just can't do tall jokes, I guess, on TV. You got to do them in person only.
Healthcare, all this, but they know how to take a good selfie. They know how to keep it high and tight, baby. Keeping that selfie arm strong. But old people, you know, as the sun starts to set on your life.
What the fuck is that thing blinking on the fucking stage? There's the chair behind him has a blue blinking light that's annoying the piss out of me.
That selfie arm gets a little tired, doesn't it? Phone getting a little heavy. So if you're 55 plus, you just rest it on your stomach. You don't care anymore. You're giving up. Your profile picture on Facebook's just a melted ice cream sandwich version of you. Just. fair.
That's a good joke right there. See, like, just to kind of compare him to the last dude we were talking about a little bit, he's almost doing that same thing of, you know, the visual or painting a word picture sort of, but this one was a lot more concise, and the physicality was right with it. So you weren't anticipating, you weren't waiting. He gave you the setup, he gave you the physicality, and then, you know, we move on. We get the laugh, we move. Like, I think I felt like the other guy was like, would have milked that for, you know, 3 minutes of content rather than 30 seconds of content. And I don't know, that might be a difference between American and English comedy too, is just the, you know, the laughs per minute.
Yeah, if that has something to do with it. But yeah, it also, it's very like fast, like tight, and then the way he described it, like he just, I don't know, like I instantly like put like a picture in my head to like go along with it, where it's like when he's like, oh, the melted ice cream, or like,
right.
It's a fun premise, like it makes total sense to me. I'm like, oh yeah, it's so true. And then like when he's like the melted ice cream, like you flash your own picture in your mind of like the relative or someone you know, like on Facebook, that's like, oh yeah, they do that.
But yeah, it's like a perfectly concise, like 2-word phrase that is all utterly descriptive. Like you say someone is in their chair dripping like melted ice cream. It's almost impossible to not create a mental image of that. Like whatever your mental image is, like that's a fucking word picture. That's like, you can't stop from going in your brain. Whereas like the other guy, I felt like it was just so meandery. I had to like almost remember too many points to try and piece together the picture that he was painting. Yeah, let's see what else this guy's got.
I think we care too much. I don't know when this happened in America that we care so much about how we look. Because it didn't used to be that way. You used to go on a vacation, your mom would snap a picture, you developed a thing, it's just a blurry her finger. And you were like, that's a good picture of me. Let's send that to grandma, we'll put that in the album, sounds good. Well, I don't know, now people don't put a picture out unless it's got 28 and a half filters. You know, you gotta look amazing, you gotta look angelic, you gotta look like a celebrity. Well, I didn't think it was that big a problem, and so I went to Walmart and I saw the missing persons board. And the best, most recent picture they could find of this girl had 3 or 4 filters on it. And I was just like, oh, honey. They're not gonna find you. You don't look like that. Police are out here looking for someone with skin as smooth as a dolphin. They're gonna find Shamu before they find you. Just saying, give them something to work with. Give them your mole and your butt forehead and your cleft chin. I don't know. I want them to find you. If you're here on a date tonight, round of applause, you're here on a date tonight. There you go.
That was an abrupt transition.
Right, abducted kids. Now who's on a date?
Yeah, it's wow. Okay, I mean, like again, there's just that moving along laps per minute. Sure. Yeah, yeah. There's, I'm gonna bet he's not gonna connect it, but it's still gonna be fine. But there, you know, you don't necessarily have to have transitions, like especially if you've just got that like that train car energy, just kind of, you know, rolling and, you know, consistent laughs per minute. It's totally fine to not have a transition, but yeah, it's when that, you know, when you like let things lie and then you all of a sudden just flip a 180 on them. I feel like it's a lot easier to keep a crowd with you if like what he did, just almost turn on a word into a completely different thing. Like you get a whiplash almost to it.
Mm-hmm. If you're here on a date tonight, if it's a new relationship, okay, before they take you to a second location, you go in the bathroom, you take a filterless selfie, send it to your mom.
Okay.
Just in case.
I lost that bet.
Just in case. I want them to find you. There's some other good perks about being this tall with the selfie angle. Cleavage, great angle for that. Great angle for that. Summer styles are back, baby. Let's bring on the V-neck, you know? And I've noticed things with my angle, you know? Like I realize how many women store things in the old brocket, you know? The little bra pocket. And I get it, you know, because...
That's a good phrase. Does that exist outside of him?
I don't know. I've never heard that before.
Yeah, it's
a
definitely
nice portmanteau, like word combo.
Works.
Pants, they got tiny baby pockets. You couldn't fit a Mentos in those things. So they had to innovate, and that's smart. And I've seen, you know, chapstick and tissues and money and the normal stuff, right? Well, the last time I had a girlfriend, last time I was happy, me and a girl, we were on a picnic, right? We go out.
There's the nice little additional jokes, like he'll set up a joke, give a little punchline, then build on that punchline, throw a non sequitur in, and then continue with that. Like that's a nice little style of like continuing laughs per minute, but not beating a dead horse.
I totally agree. Yeah.
Fine then.
And we're halfway there. And I'm like, oh no, we forgot the food and we forgot the picnic basket. She's like, no, we didn't. Sandwich. Sandwich. She brought our sandwiches. In the brocket, and I was like, hey, boo boo. Maybe I'd grab a picnic basket. You guys seem too young to get a Yogi Bear reference. Was TV Land a thing when you were like born or something? It's fine. I'm glad you enjoyed it.
That's another downfall that we've mentioned before to these sort of low budget specials is like there really should have been a crowd shot there. You know, we should have seen how young these people actually are, or earlier that lady that was 50 and is either a mom or a date or both. But yeah, still, you know, solid.
And I mean, like,
outside, who would you say that he reminds you of, like, comedically?
He's got like a Paul Rudd look to him. But
I could see that.
It's a little bit more laid back. Like, well, Paul Rudd is very laid back, but he's not a stand-up. It's like that weird. He's in a weird spot in his comedy career, I would say, just from what I've seen here, in that, like, I feel like he's got enough stage time to be confident enough, but not enough stage time to be owning the stage. So, like, he, you know, I think that's why I called him kind of like a middler. He's, you know, he's good. He's got the energy. He's got laughs per minute. He's got, you know, tags on tags on tags. But there's just something that, like, there's a little something where you just don't feel completely safe with him on stage. And I don't mean that in like a, murdering context.
Like harassment or...
No, I just mean
murderous,
like,
way, yeah.
There's some comedians where you literally just feel like you can sit back and whatever the fuck they say is going to be funny and we're along for the ride here. With him, it's a little bit...
like, this could still go south at any moment, kind of thing.
Absolutely.
He's given me, like, early Pete Holmes vibes.
I get that. Yeah.
He's got such a friendly vibe, like where you're just kind of like along for the ride with him. Just like, oh, you just have like a funny, like friendly, goofy dude. I mean, he's also wearing a Hawaiian shirt.
Right. Well. And his material is not necessarily like dark or, you know,
or being edgy or anything like that. Yeah. It's
kind of that every manicule.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he's got that youth pastor vibe.
Yeah, that's definitely part of it. A new youth pastor, though.
Yes.
He hasn't molested too many kids yet. But yeah, who do we got up next?
We have another British comedian. So this is like a British sandwich, if you will. This is Stuart Laws, a comedian, director, writer, known for his observational humor and unique storytelling style. He's performed stand-up shows across the UK, including a bunch of towns I probably won't pronounce correctly. This is his special, Is That Guy Still Going?
Yeah! I don't like to have to start the show like this, but I found that I have to, so I don't string any of you along. I am married.
The accent is way more understandable than the first guy, but also a lot more punchable.
And also
Okay,
the best.
so get your minds out the gutter. It's not going to happen. Readjust your expectations, but readjust them again because I cheat on her all the time. With audience members. No, it's not true. It's just a cheeky little start to the show.
He's got like... You watch Always Sunny in Philadelphia, right?
Yeah, not all the time, but yeah.
You're familiar with the show. You know how Sweet D is often referred to as a bird and tends to have bird-like tendencies, and
yeah, for sure.
That's a lot of what I'm picking up here. Yeah, he just feels like he's on a perch, like just there's a weird quality.
That's a nice bird movement there. I like that.
No, I'm not a cheater. Not a cheater. I cheat in board games. A few board game cheaters in, yes, fair enough. Right, it's built into the rules, though, isn't it? You're expected to cheat a little bit in board games, like
Also got a bit of the Steve Buscemi eye thing.
Me and the wife, we were playing Monopoly, right?
He got Steve Buscemi eyes.
She was destroying me. She had hotels on everything. My money was dwindling. She went to the kitchen to get a drink, and I fingered her best friend.
Misdirection.
Definitely a bird-like thing to do.
Mm-hmm.
But it's built into the rule.
Oh, wait, birds don't have fingers.
Isn't it? You're expected to do a little bit of that, right? No, it's not. Two of those to start the show. Very cheeky stuff from me. Some of you are sitting there like, oh no, I've come to see a bawdy comedian. Relax, I'm not bawdy. I'm not bawdy at all. I'm very boring, actually. I don't cheat at all. Don't cheat at all. Even when I go to the cinema, I don't cheat, right? I know a few cinema cheaters in. The food sneaker-innerers. Yes. I see a few of you. You probably snuck food in here. Fair enough, right? But I know all the tricks, I just don't do them. Like the Maltesers in the pocket, loose.
The fuck is a Maltese?
I don't know. I'd have to Google it.
I know of a Maltese Falcon, but that's the only time I've ever heard that
gotta
word.
Be a candy. It's got to be like loose M&Ms or something.
Yeah, I'm sure. Like, yeah, singly wrapped milk duds.
The can up the sleeve, the baguette down the trouser, the hummus in the shoes. I know all the tricks, I just don't do them. All right. The only time I cheat at the cinema is when, okay, a few of you probably do this. I'll go in by myself, right, and I'll order a family ticket. And that means I can buy 4 popcorn combos. They can't judge me. I'm carrying them away and I'll just mutter out loud like, bloody hell, the family's late. Now I go to the fire escape, let the wife in that way. They can't stop me. No, let's get back to the wife, actually. Let's get back to the wife.
That was a weird, like... It was like a shaggy dog, but with no payoff. Like... Interesting.
Very boring phrase to say, isn't it? Let's get back to the wife. It's like I'm about to say, hey, should we put on Coldplay and try out Missionary? Very boring stuff for me. I know I'm boring because an ex told me. Yeah, that is sad, right? It's not the word she used. She said, Stuart, you're very middle of the road. Right? And what I said is, you see, the thing is, driving down the actual middle of the road is one of the most dangerous things you can do. So if you think about that, that's actually pretty edgy. And driving down the edge of the road is actually one of the most middle of the road things you can do.
All right, that's dumb enough to be on board with.
That's good. I like that.
She said, Stuart, this is sort of what I'm talking about. But yeah, let's get back to the wife. The wife, yeah. Me and the wife were in this weird phase in our relationship. I don't know if this will land with any of you. We are deeply in love and get on. Yeah, that's annoying, isn't it? That's annoying, right? Because we all know what stand-up comedy is, right? It's people getting up and be like, bloody hell, the wife. And everyone's like, wives. But she's great. That's annoying, right? That's annoying for you. That's annoying for me. It's difficult for me if I'm trying to fit in with the lads, right? Especially, right? If I'm down the pub trying to fit in with the lads, I'm already on the back foot because of the gilet.
The what?
The gilet. Yep.
Is that a Gillette
Nope,
razor? Or
no. Can't be.
Okay, some of you are like, oh, thank God he mentioned it. But is he going to mention it? Does he know he's wearing it? I know I'm wearing it. I'm down the pub with
the vest? Really?
Is that got it? Is that it?
Is that a Gillette?
Mm-hmm. Is that a brand?
Oh, okay, that might be a thing. I was thinking like a jelly bracelet or something because I saw the watch band. But
I'm trying to fit in. You know the specific lads I mean when I'm talking about this? The lads who have defined themselves by how much their wives hold them back. Those specific lads. And I'm like, oh, they're telling their stories. I'm like, oh, lads. I got a story for you about a fucking wife. Let me tell you about my fucking wife, lads. She makes me laugh so much. She communicates with me in a way that makes me feel supported and edified. Lads? That's difficult. I appreciate that. That is difficult, right? That's difficult to fit in.
That's decent. That's all performance there. Like, you know.
Yeah, that's really nicely done.
It like the words are, you know, amusing enough, but yeah, he sells it well. Like the whole physicality of the stuttering and the fucking
the repetition of lads.
Right. Yeah, it's just
so good.
It's decent.
It's me and the wife, we make each other laugh so much, right? We're always doing pranks together out in public. You know the saying, like couples who prank together, piss off everyone around them together. So what we'll do is if we're in public, we'll split up. Nothing lasts forever. No, not like that. Get your minds out the gutter. And we'll go into somewhere. We'll go into like a cafe, for example, and then what's happened there? Sorry, cafe. Oh, I get what's happened.
Does he say it weird even for them?
Yeah, even for them, it's a weird way to say it.
Okay.
See, I've actually been to the continent, so I know how to pronounce it properly. A lot of you, from North London are probably saying stuff like "cafe." That's embarrassing. That is embarrassing for you. Yeah, so we'll go into a cafe and then we'll end up sitting at a table together and we'll have a conversation just a bit too loud to see who's listening in. Yeah, so we'll say something like, we just need the heat to calm down, then we can dig it back up. Little look around, someone's listening in. Don't worry about him, he's always been dirty. If we get...
At least they tried.
They tried, yeah. They went for something with that zoom in, you know?
Someone was prepared for that. They knew that joke was coming and they knew that it needed to be punctuated. Poor execution on the camera operator's part, but I applaud the effort. It's better than a lot of what we've seen in, you know, some other stand-up productions.
The following coordinates: 800-8135 633-5369. Calculator fan up there. Yeah. Boobies, geese 69. I've never been to those coordinates, but something tells me I know what I'm going to find when I get there. There's some boobies, but let's not bury the lead. There's a geese having a 69. So I can't believe I've done it this long. We're going to need this turned on. A geese having a 69. Hello, a geese having a 69. I'm going to be talking about a geese. What's a geese most famous for? What's a geese most famous for? No, 1,000-yard stare. 1,000-yard stare. But take a little look lower. What we got there? A nice beak, my friend. Well, yeah, lovely beak, right? Lovely beak, right? I'm gonna need this on, otherwise I will be talking. I'm talking about a geese having a 69, and it will go on for longer the less of you get on board. What's the geese got going on downstairs? Said the ornithologist. Well, the ornithologist. It's got a lovely cloaca. I say cloaca, you say cloaca. Let's not call the whole thing off. We are talking about a geese having a 69. Where's that beak going, you ask me? Straight in the cloaca.
I'm just dumbfounded. Like, I don't even know how we got here. I don't fucking... What the fuck is going on now? I was with him, and then all of a sudden he starts slamming the microphone and saying that geese are doing... Man, what happened? You just totally lost me there.
Yeah, I don't know enough about like goose anatomy to really get the 69 visual. I guess it's just sort of the beak in. I don't know. I don't even want to articulate it because I'm just gonna get it wrong.
I think you're trying too hard. I don't think there's anything. No, I don't think it's more than just like the nonsensicalness of.
I mean, I got the calculator boobies thing. I think we all
right.
That.
Took me a second, but yeah, I was. I had to calculate. But the fucking this is like. Just the whole presentation of this bit is weird. It feels like it's very alienating to the audience. Like he almost like started to go into like, I wouldn't say crowd work, but he addressed the crowd or like he was looking for a response. But I think, again, not having a crowd cam here, it's a little hard to say, but I feel like the reaction that he was getting from the crowd was just wide-eyed stares because they had no idea what the fuck he was asking from them. Like,
exactly. Now he's just like doubling, tripling, quadrupling down on it.
It's like talking to a friend that's on coke and they don't understand why you don't understand why you don't understand what they're saying, and they just kind of keep saying it louder and harder and like and getting mad at you for not understanding their ramblingness. Like it's totally just turned on a dime there for me.
If we'll eventually like connect here, like if he gets us to our destination and be like, oh my gosh, yes, that is hilarious.
Oh yeah. If he pays this off, I'll be on board for life. But I feel like we're just going to get past this and maybe we'll get back to something that's decent again.
What's the worst thing about having a 69? People scream at me in the street every single day. Let me tell you, it's this bloody human neck of mine. Am I right? You're telling me that any of us would be here if these bloody necks were holding us back? We'd all be at home right now, 69ing. You think I'd be here? Call the wife. Tell her I am on the way. What's a geese got? Lovely long neck. They're 69ing till the cows come home.
I'm starting to think this is just a weird fetish.
Exactly. He's put way more thought into this than anyone's ever have.
Yeah, no ornithologist ever has put this much thought into geese sex. Like, is an ornithologist the actual one? Is that the bird guy?
I don't even know. I'm just going along with it.
Whatever. Oh, dude. Actually, this ties it back. I said he was a bird, and now he's fucking obsessed with fucking birds. So,
yeah,
maybe I was more right than I thought.
Okay, fine. Let's get back to the wife.
Thank you.
No.
The wife. Oh, she played a prank on me recently. This is good stuff. She played a prank on me, right? She subtly adjusted all the clocks in our house, right? So by the end of the month, they all ended up 10 centimeters lower. I thought I was getting taller. And for someone who slouches, that left me feeling supported and edified. She is a good wife. She's a good wife. That's a fun start to the show, right? We're 10 minutes in. Right? I like doing that routine, fun routine. I'd say the only thing, in my opinion, that could make that routine better is if I actually had a wife.
There we go. He called it 10 minutes himself, so I am going to cut him off as per the rules of the show. But yeah. any final thoughts on Stuart Laws there, man? I think we kind of...
Man, no, I'm going to have to do some Googling now. Just for... Well, yeah, there's just a lot. Well, I'm just not getting culturally, maybe?
Well, yeah, we'll chalk this one up to cultural
Certainly.
incongruity.
Yeah, I'm going to chalk it up to that.
Yeah, so who was your favorite?
Oh, man. It's a tough call, but like, is it just because he's American? I'm going to go with Seth Tippetts.
Fucking national pride, bro. Like, I understood every word he said. He had energy. He had laughs per minute. Like,
Talks about things I understood. He didn't use brands and things that I don't understand or know about.
Exactly. Yeah.
But
he didn't lie about having a wife.
I was digging Stuart Laws, like for sure. Like, and yeah, Ian Smith. I had some good chuckles there, but yeah, I also felt like it was just like such a casual style with him that like I was not like, I don't know, just as engaged with. But
well, yeah, like I said, my problem with Ian Smith was like I felt like I was doing the work of making him funny in my head. So like, yeah, there were premises there. There's something kind of there, but I
will laugh like thinking about someone with their arm around a vending machine. So
absolutely,
that will come back to me at some point. Yes,
maybe he is just a good sketch writer. Like he's got good premises or good like visual gags.
Yes,
but
and wearing multiple like fanny packs. If we can at least agree that that's what he was talking about, if that's true, then I'm on board with that whole premise and bit. Yeah.
No, I think a bum bag is actually like made out of the human skin of someone's ass. It's a totally different thing.
No, you are just fucking with me right now.
Yeah, obviously. Fucking dumb as shit. Yeah, I mean, again, that Stuart Law guy, like the last guy we watched, I wanted to like him, but
I wonder if it's going to make even more of a turn if it's with the misdirection of him not actually having a wife at all. So,
if that's like a setup to a larger bit.
Yeah.
I hope so. It'd be nice to have some sort of big payoff there from all of that randomness, but I think that was kind of almost the bigger theme today was just the sort of randomness of everything. Like none of them really seem to have a true through line to their stories or their sets. Like there was,
I would agree with that. Yeah, because it was tough to pick one where I'm like, they're like little bits and pieces of each.
Yeah,
one of the comedians, but yeah, there wasn't like a true standout to me where it's like, yeah, I'm backing this comedian all the way kind of thing. But
well, yeah, the one guy tried to convince us that there was a through line, but like maybe it appears, throughout the 1 hour of the whole stretch there. But like, I don't know. I felt like he was selling it too hard too. Like, no, I swear to God, this is actually about something. I'm not just wasting your time here.
Yeah.
But yeah. Anyways, so I think we're all in agreement here, Mr. Fuck is his name? Seth Tippetts. The Yank is our stand up for tonight. Tell them where they can find us.
Well, you can certainly find us at StandupTeardown.com, where you can watch all these full specials in their entirety, see their captions, vote on them, and that's literally all you can do on that site. But
more features coming at some point in the future.
And then, of course, all the social medias, things that matters to feed the algorithm. So yes, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok? Question mark? I don't know.
Might be. I don't know. YouTube's probably the most important right now. So, if you do actually like the show, or if you hate the show, give us a thumbs down. Honestly, that's just as good as a thumbs up. So we'll take it. Make sure you like and comment and subscribe. And the YouTube
you can just click it. You don't even have to smash it.
True. Yeah.
Just leave it intact.
I'm gonna know though. Like I get the.
Okay.
I get the warnings, and like if you just click it, like that's fine. I guess.
Yeah, if someone smashes the subscribe button, it like actually does make a noise on your phone.
Yeah, it's real, you know? It's like true love.
Like a break-in. Like, oh shit.
Mm-hmm. Break-in 2 even. Yeah, I think that's probably it, right? Go to the website, go to the
Thanks
YouTube.
for joining us, and let us know
phone
what
a friend.
You think. Leave some comments. Phone a friend.
Tell an enemy.
Leave comments on videos of comics you like to check out or like us to check out. And
and if you hate us, you can always just click on the fucking thing and watch the stand-ups without us. So that's a whole other option.
Absolutely.
Yeah, curation is the new creation. That's enough for today. Fuck it all. See you later. Fuck it. Oh my God. What am I doing? There we go.
Sit down, it's time to read between the punchlines. They set 'em up, we knock 'em down. Why heckle at the show when you can heckle from the comfort of your own home? It's the Stand-Up Teardown, conducting comedy autopsies. The Stand-Up Teardown now. Who'll be killed? Bit by bit, beat by beat, set a punch, repeat. They set 'em up, we knock 'em down. 2 drink minimum. It's the Stand-Up Teardown, conducting comedy autopsies. The